about to be sitting around being here for no broke nigga when I know it's niggas out here that'll catch on. Sorry.
That was facts.
That was facts.
As the sun shines on all of my glory, my flaws don't look so bad at all. What was I so afraid of?
Everybody, it's Sharmel. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. So today I am here with another wind down chit chat video, and I have a special guest. This video is going to include my best friend Misha. You probably have seen her in other videos before. So in today's video we are going to be talking about women liberation, dating, hoeing, Lori Harvey, and Jazmine Sullivan's new project, Heaux Tales. So let's get into this video. So the first question I want to start with is, what would you consider, or how would you define a hoe?
Good question. Honestly, it's a hard question at the same time. Like, someone that's, constantly sleeping around, like actually just having sex with multiple men on a daily basis. They're just known for that. Like, super easy. And you don't know if they're in a relationship or not. She's literally just out there just having sex.
I think that's fair. I mean, growing up, I definitely would, like, the definition of a hoe would be somebody who has multiple partners, sleeps around, prostitutes, has sex for money. I feel like those are just common things that relate to, like, hoism. But I don't know, as I get older and as I start to, like, unlearn just a lot of problematic things that we have just taken on as a culture, I don't know if I would even consider a hoe to be a thing. Like, that's one of the things that I'm kind of unlearning, because I feel like the word hoe is just rooted in so much misogyny, because it's always applied to women. But if a man does the same thing, then it's like he doesn't get that label as a hoe.
Yes, and I totally agree with you as well with that. That's why I said it's complicated, because we are unlearning these things that were put on us as for women when we have romance with multiple men.
Yeah.
And so when guys do it, they are players, and it's a good thing for them.
Yeah.
But for us,
it doesn't have the same connotation.
Yeah. So we look dirty, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But
so then my next question would be, like, what's the difference between hoeing and dating? And you guys can answer down in the comment section as well.
Well, I would think pretty much hoeing means you just don't have that romance and that chemistry. You just actually just trying each other out and just having fun, which is fine. But then dating, I feel like you guys are together, like you are my girl and I'm your guy. But then again, still people, when they're dating, they're still dating other people.
Yeah,
so it's really,
because that's how I feel too. Like, I feel like dating is kind of like thrown around loosely, and it's something that I also have to work on, like creating boundaries and differences between the words that I use. Like you said, you throw around the word dating. It could mean that you're in a relationship with somebody, or dating can be like you're dating multiple people. So I personally subscribe to the thought process of dating multiple people. And when I'm in a relationship, I say I'm in a relationship versus I'm dating this person. Because, like, growing up, you know, they tell you don't settle young and all this other stuff. So it's like, are you seeing multiple people? And if I do see multiple people, does that make me a hoe? Like, I just don't understand where the difference is.
I know, because how can we not settle? Like, how are we gonna settle
without dating
trying
multiple people? Exactly.
And the sad thing about it is, guys are always dating multiple people.
Always. But
women seem to, like, they can actually love and be with the one person and do it like one person at a time. But in the background, the guy is actually talking to like 5 other people. While you think,
you're the only one.
That's it, and that's not the truth.
Yeah.
And I'm a living.
I'm a living testimony. Okay, so I did kind of want to touch on Lori Harvey, because she recently went public with, what's his name, Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
So they went public as a couple, and I've been seeing just like so many think pieces on the internet, specifically from men, and there's just a lot of people who don't agree with how she moves, how she dates, and I see a lot of men calling her a hoe because she's been linked to multiple men. If you don't know who Lori Harvey is Steve Harvey's stepdaughter. Outside of being his stepdaughter, she's not necessarily known for much other than being pretty and dating successful men which I'm not mad at either. So like, would you consider Lori Harvey a hoe?
No. I think she's smart. I think she got the game young from her mom and Steve Harvey, and they drilled it in her. Sometimes I'm trying to wonder if she's a virgin. I did watch a clip where her mother was pretty much talking about, you know, wait until marriage. Like, do not sleep with any of these guys. Pretty much she's talking about rappers and athletes.
I think I know what clip you're talking about.
And so I'm wondering if she actually kept that advice, which makes it easier for her to see different guys. Because
without feeling like that emotional attachment.
That, and then actually without her feeling like she's actually a hoe, because she's just dating, like seeing what she can get. She's seeing what she can get. Like she's not gonna settle. So she's actually seeing what's out there. I don't think she's a hoe.
I don't consider her a hoe either. And like you say, I think she got the game young. So let me say this: I don't agree with all of her dating choices, but at the end of the day, I'm not dating them. And secondly, none of us really know what goes on in between these relationships. We just see it from the outside, and from the outside looking in, I feel like she's been linked to multiple men, but I think having the ability to date someone and then be like, you know what, this situation does not serve me, this situation is not doing it for me anymore, and moving on and not having any ill feelings and moving on to the next is a admirable quality. Because like, I think about being in my young 20s, I would date around, I would meet guys, we would date, but I made the mistake of trying to force like long-term or serious relationships out of people who that just wasn't going to, it just wasn't going to be. And I feel like had I learned what she's doing now, I would have had more successful dating experiences. A lot of people need to understand that every relationship you're in is not going to end in marriage, and that's okay. Like, different relationships serve different purposes, and I'm jealous at how she's able to just like, okay, this didn't work, let's move on to the next. And I feel like that's something that I didn't learn until like my later 20s. And if I had learned that at a younger age, like it would save me a lot of unnecessary heartbreak that I didn't have to endure.
Same for me. So you had the opportunity to date because you feel like you've never been in a real long-term relationship. I only been in 2 like real relationships. And the one, I don't even know honestly what to call it now, but it's been going on for about almost 16 years. I'm 30 now, so that's like half of my life, you know what I mean? And to be honest, this person still was able to experience what they wanted, and me, like, I've done stuff and I've been I felt guilty and I felt bad about it, even though this person was still able and willing, and I feel like maybe had guilt, but not to extent you don't bear the guilt. Yeah. So I think it goes back to saying like how women, like when you use the term hoe, we bear more of the negative connotation that comes with it. Exactly. So whenever I did something, I actually felt really guilty to the point where I actually got sick. Where I remember that one time I got pityriasis rosacea, and that's all because you feel bad and the stress, and it actually came out through my body. And so
you feel like you kind of missed out on that dating experience.
I did, because if I was to get into a new relationship right now, number one, I probably still feel guilty for some odd reason. I don't know why. And then also, I don't think I will know how to
like navigate
a new relationship now, since I've been in a long-term relationship and fully, honestly, only really have one relationship. Not saying that's a bad thing at all, but it's not like I got married, you know, something like that, you know?
Yeah, I can understand that. I feel like dating is just awkward in general. People kind of just assume that dating around is easy, and like, bringing it back to Lori Harvey again, it's like it takes real, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like real finesse. I don't even know if I want to say finesse, because I feel like finesse is kind of used like as you're swindling people, but really the real definition of finesse is to do something with ease. And so like it takes real finesse to really date and operate in the dating scene, and I feel like she does that. And a lot of people just don't like that she doing it, especially a lot of men do not like how she's moving. because, and this is actually going to bring me into the next talking point, because Jazmine Sullivan recently dropped a new project, her EP Heaux Tales. And first of all, Jazmine Sullivan is like my favorite artist in general, so I was happy she came out with some new music, but I just love the overall concept of this EP. It's called Heaux Tales, and it's basically just women sharing their hotels, but for me it's just women sharing their dating experiences. So there's like songs, and then there's like these monologues mixed into the songs. And one of the first monologues it's called Antoinette's Tale. I feel like this opening monologue is exactly the issue that a lot of men have with Lori Harvey. And so it starts off, niggas cannot handle if a woman takes the same liberties as them, especially with regards to sex. And you can go listen to it if you haven't already. I recommend listening to the EP in general. But yes, I feel like this is the exact thing. Like, it's so interesting because she dated Future, who's known to have a harem of women, who's known to have a bunch of broken families and babies all over the place. And I know a lot of women have issues with Future, but Future does not get the same heat from men as women do. Like, the same men who have issues with Lori Harvey, they probably wouldn't blink an eye at some of the stuff that Future does. And when they dated, like, I personally wouldn't date Future, but honestly, I didn't see an issue with them dating because they both move and kind of operate the same way. Like, they date with who they right, they date.
She's just not having babies.
Yeah, and as far as what they do, they get in relationships, and when the relationship no longer does its purpose, they move on to the next. And so
no hesitation.
Without any hesitation. So now I want to kind of move into Jazmine Sullivan's EP. Personally, I love the music, but then I also think that a lot of the songs and monologues were very relatable. I've been seeing a lot of women talk about it as well. Have you heard it?
I did listen to it.
Okay, so give me your favorite song and then the song you most relate to.
Okay, so of course I like how the intro started, but I think the last 3 songs I was really digging. The other side. That's the one I really my favorite song off her EP is The Other Side. I love it. I'm really feeling it. I'm feeling what she's talking about.
So I'm going to just read a couple of lyrics. So it starts off, yeah, I got dreams to buy expensive things, and I know that he's out there, so where's my millionaire? I sit alone in my room thinking how I'm going to get out. I got to work at a job I don't really care nothing about. My rent is due later, only got half to pay up. I can never save up, think I've run out of favors. I'm going to move to Atlanta. I'm going to find me a rapper. He gonna buy me a booty. Let me star in a movie. I'm gonna keep up my fitness. I'm gonna start me a business. And I never be broke again, struggling. God is my witness. Okay, I love that song too. It's not my favorite, but every time that part come on, like, that's my part. So why does that song like resonate with you the most?
Because I feel like that's what all of us girls are kind of going through right now. We want to start our business. We want a financial man that can take care of us. Like, we
want to live on the other side.
We're on the other side. We don't want to live in poverty. I'm not saying that we in poverty, but you know, there's
there's more
difference. There's more to life.
Yeah.
And I'm deserving. You're deserving.
Yeah.
We get to the other side, no matter where we are right now. It's the other side.
Yeah. No, I do like that song a lot too. So my favorite song on the album is On It with Ari Lennox. So the first time the song came on and I heard it, I definitely like clutched my pearls a little bit. But I feel like Ari sang her ass off on that song. So I just love that song from that standpoint. But like, it's about a woman just taking agency over her body and the things that she wants. And I feel like growing up, especially as it relates to having sex, I feel like I became sexually active fairly young, and now that I'm older, I realize like in my younger years I did not enjoy sex. I feel like I was doing it because that's what we're supposed to do. Even now, I feel like sex is always something that men do with women, and that but we're active participants in it. And when you grow up kind of thinking that sex is mainly for a man's pleasure, yeah, you don't get the same thing out of it, and it's something that I had to actively unlearn. So I really like this song because it's very like, in your face, like, this is what I want to do. The lyrics go, I want to sit on it.
Yeah.
But then the next part is, but tell me why you deserve it. And so it's saying, like, yes, I'm a woman and this is something that I actively want to participate in, but you have to prove to me that you're actually deserving of what I have to offer. Like, it's dominant, like, it's assertive, and yeah, it's just a woman taking agency over what she wants.
And she knows she's the prize. She knows that she's the prize, and we forget that we're the prize sometimes.
Yeah.
And we give that to the guys, and they just take advantage of us. And y'all don't even deserve it. Y'all don't even deserve it. But
Yeah.
that's something that we have to learn and make awareness for women, even at a young age. Not super young.
Yeah, in the young, I think it's just important for women to know, starting young, that you
deserve pleasure.
Not even that you deserve pleasure, but like, it's your body. Don't participate in anything that does not, you know, profit you. Basically what I'm saying is, I'm not advocating for people to do anything. That's not what I'm doing, but I do advocate for women to take agency over their bodies and understand that it's their bodies, it's their bodies to do what they choose to do with it. So that's my favorite song on the album. But then I think the song that I resonate with the most is the one with her. So it's called Girl Like Me.
You must want something different. You don't know what I was missing. What you asked, I would have given. It ain't right how these hoes be winning. Wanting a girl like me. How can they be winning? Yeah, I ain't wanna be, but you gon' make a hoe out of me.
It's a pretty song, first of all, and basically the song just talks about a young lady who, I guess a guy kind of ghosted her, blocked her, and all this other stuff. Now she on Tinder trying to find somebody new, but in her quest to find somebody new, she's questioning why the man didn't want her and what was it that she didn't have. And maybe if she was more like the Instagram girls, and with the, you know how the Instagram girls look. Yeah, if she was more like that, then maybe he would want her. And she's just basically questioning why these relationships or that relationship didn't work. I feel like this one resonated with me the most because, kind of like as I talked about earlier in this video, I did a lot of dating. I was trying to force relationships that didn't need to take place. And also around this time, I remember like one specific time, I feel like all of my friends were in relationships or having kids and starting families, and I was just out here like what I'm out here doing. And it makes you think like, okay, I meet these guys, but what is it about me that they don't want to commit to me? What is it about me that I'm not finding my happily ever after? The last part of the song, of the chorus, is I didn't want to be, but you gonna make a hoe out of me. And I remember going through a phase being like, you know what, if I can't get my happily ever after, then I'm just about to be out here wilding, using what I need to do to get what I need to get. Yeah. My relationship that I'm in now, I remember telling myself, like, if this don't work, I'm dating 40 plus.
Me too.
I'm dating 40 plus.
50 plus.
I'm not, like, I'm seeing multiple people multiple times. I'm having a running schedule.
Yes.
Until I figure it out. A roster. I feel like as women, we always just kind of doubt ourselves. We go through a lot of insecure moments, and it's so interesting because, like how she said, she was one of the friends who had been in this long-term relationship, but she wasn't getting what she wanted. And I always feel like, you know, we always envy what we don't have. And I think at the end of the day, we really need to focus on just our own personal journey and, you know, enjoying and accepting what's for us in the moment, and knowing that whatever it is that we are looking or searching for will come at the right time. So one of the things that I think make this album really good is the monologues. I feel like they're very thought-provoking, and they just kind of make you think about some of your life experiences. So I talked about Antoinette's tale first, but there's some more tales that we're going to speak on. So the next one is Ari's tale. Alright, so Ari's tale, it opens up, I was damn near willing to let him talk to me crazy because that shit was out of this world. Do you have any experiences where you feel like you knew a guy was no good for you, but it was just something like intriguing that kept making you come back? and to the point where it's like you was doing it even though you knew the situation was toxic for you?
Now, it gets really hard and complicated, especially after you've known this person for a long time. Now you guys have a kid, and so now you're thinking about that aspect too. And so even though you guys have arguments and you guys do talk to each other crazy, yes, it happened to me. It's happened, and it is very toxic. But I feel like now that we're getting older and things of that nature, it's way better. Like, we're not disrespectful. But when, like, I feel like when you're younger, I don't know, it's something about when you're younger, you just gotta have the last word. You gotta really smash on that person. Bring, like, you're really trying to bring them down, you hurt feelings and things like that. But I feel like as you get older, you know that it's toxic.
But was it just toxic? Like, okay, so I guess, like, in this situation, what she was talking about is, like, where the sex was so good that she was willing to overlook the toxicity of the relationship. Do you feel like that was an aspect of it, or is it just more so just kind of like y'all, not just trauma bond, but like, you know, how y'all been together for so long.
Just know
like
comfortability. Yeah. We've been around each other for a very long time.
So it just felt natural.
It just felt natural. Yeah.
Family.
You just like family,
I get what you're saying. Because I feel like I had a situation where it was more like the charming aspect. Like, he was very charming. And so, like, that charming aspect, it just kind of kept me drawn in. But like, when things would get bad and we would get into it, like, he would be very disrespectful. And it's like, we weren't even in a relationship. Like, this was like a straight situation, and it was really ghetto, and it was another person involved. Like, it was just a hot mess of a situation where, like, I wasn't the only one, but like, that charming, it just kept me coming back. And it took a while for me to finally break the cycle, but it's possible. I definitely could relate to that one, because it's like, you'd be like, what is wrong with me? Like, you know, you just be like, this is so stupid, this is so ghetto. And it's like, why do I keep coming back to this man when I know that outside of like the fun stuff, the charming, that I know that this man is not right for me, but it's something that just keeps
scared.
I don't know. I think,
because I'm trying to wonder, I'm be thinking the same thing. Like, am I scared?
I think,
like,
I think that's part of it. Like, you want to be that person for that. You want to be like that special person for that person. And so I feel like, I guess it's kind of always thinking like it could get better, or it will get better.
Or you can make them change.
Or you can make,
be
that's
the girl
exactly,
that can make
that's
them
exactly
change.
what it is. It's thinking that you can be the girl that can make them change, but it don't work.
No.
They ain't gonna change until
they want to.
Until they ready to change. So yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to Donna's tale. Donna's tale opens up. Women think, I don't hoe, I don't trick. Every time you sleep, even if you married, you're a trick in your marriage. So how do you feel about that one?
I agree 100%. It might sound vulgar to say how, you know, how they said it, but it's true. It's true, because he know what he gotta do to get with you, because he wants something, and you know what you gotta do for him to get something in return. It's like an exchange. Yeah, situation.
But see, that's my thing. Like, this was one of the ones that I didn't like. I understand the concept of it, but it's one of the ones that I didn't agree with, and that is part of the things that I'm kind of unlearning, because I'm all about, like, I'm at this point in my life where I'm taking agency and control over me, my life, my body, and the things that I want. So in general, I feel like most relationships, whether you think about it, they are like exchange. Whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's a financial, a business relationship, whether it's a friendship, like, all relationships are definitely give and take. Like, but I feel like by saying you a hoe and a trick in your relationship, that's just kind of saying that you don't even want to be in the marriage or the relationship, and you just in it to get what you can get out of it. And sometimes that is true. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
It's just how it's worded. It just sounds
it does sound very
bad. But when you get to the nitty gritty, it's the truth.
So you don't feel like relationships can exist without that exchange? Like, do you, like, especially the sexual exchange? So do you feel like the only way you can get something out of your partner is if you through sex?
Not everything, no, but I feel like sex makes them happy, and they're willing
Yeah,
And I even will. So some women don't even care.
The idea of sex.
But the idea.
Yeah, I definitely think it's something to leverage, but like I also don't like the idea that
I have to do this
to get X, Y, Z,
which sucks. But the society that we live in and how things are now is just totally different. Of course, we don't want it to be that way, but what's the truth? So.
I mean, but then it's
even though we don't have all this, what we see on TV, and things like that.
Yeah, it's definitely a reality to a lot of people. I understand the concept of it, but I just don't feel like I 100%.
You don't want to claim that concept.
Yeah, I don't want to agree with that. I'm not taking that on. But I do feel like there are times where you do things to make your partner happy, and so that, you know, to avoid an argument, or if you know that something's gonna go right. So I get it. I get it, but I don't want that. So the next one is Rashida's Tale. So it's about a young lady who was in a relationship. She said it was very good. Her partner proposed to her, and she ended up sleeping with her partner's best friend, which made the relationship end. She said she really didn't have a reason for why she cheated. It just happened. So do you have any experiences where you kind of messed up and it was solely your fault? Not like because I feel like a lot of times in relationships, especially as women, I feel like women cheat as retaliation, not because it's something that they normally want to do. So do you have any experiences like where you cheated just solely, you were just completely wrong? Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like I did all my spitefulness out of retaliation, and after I did that, it didn't bring me no peace. I felt guilty again. It's like it was never nothing positive out of the situation. It's because my feelings were hurt, and I just wanted to get that person back
you
as
wanted
well.
them to hurt how you was hurting.
But like I said, it did not make anything better for me, and like that's real. Like it just.
I feel like people are talking about like cheating just happens, but I don't think that cheating just happens. Like there's a sequence.
Levels.
Yeah, there's a sequence of events that happen that lead up to it. Like, yeah, I feel like I've never been in a situation where it just kind of like, I never cheated because I don't even claim these. I don't claim these. I don't have no public relationships that y'all can link me back to. Maybe one.
That don't count.
That don't count either. I don't have nothing public y'all can link me back to. So I don't be cheating because you gotta be in a relationship to cheat. But yeah. Let me know in the comment section if you think most women cheat because they want to, or if they do it out of retaliation. I definitely think women are capable just to cheat, to cheat. But I feel like a lot of times it's done out of retaliation.
So what about high school love? Does this stuff count?
I don't count high school relationship.
Okay. What about it's a relationship starting in high school and up
it's
to adulthood?
I think those are different. I don't.
So hard.
No, this is what I think. I think about who I was when I was 15, 16 years old, and I ain't got nothing to do with who I am now. And so the idea that you're expected to be that same person in that relationship when you were young as you are an adult, we naturally grow and mature. So the things that you want then, or even if you have any desires or curiosities or wanting to see other people, I think that's all natural behavior to do when you're young. So I think young relationships are hard, and I don't recommend them.
Because I'm like, where do you go?
It's like I
fucked up in high school. The relationship's carrying on until adulthood. But
I think at that point, like, the individuals have to get to a mutual ground and say, like, you know, what happened then happened. I don't fault you for it because we were both young and figuring out ourselves. And if we continue to move forward in this relationship, then like,
what's the age for that where you have that discussion? Okay, you're in high school. What does this discussion come around 18 or 20?
No, because even who I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. It all depends on the relationship and like what point in it. I think my thing is like, if you didn't spend all this time and you feel like you've reached a point where you're trying to figure out whether it's going to continue or not, I feel like if you make the decision to continue the relationship, then you have to just let go of everything that happened in the past and start fresh.
True. And that's the hard.
And that's the hard part. Is starting fresh. But if you're not willing to start fresh, then every time something come up, then of course you're gonna bring back something that happened years and years ago. There has to be like a mutual coming together, and I feel like that's kind of individual, so I can't say a general answer.
True. So that's me.
I'm not about to be sitting around being here for no broke nigga when I know it's niggas out here that'll catch on. Sorry.
facts.
So in Precious Tales, she talks about how like she is not willing to deal with any man who does not have money. She talks about her upbringing, coming from like a struggling background, and how she's reached a point in her life where it's like, if you don't have no money, I ain't gonna mess with you.
As I get older, I understand it. So I agree with her, but the type of person that I am, I'm just not gonna be so, oh, you ain't got no money, forget it, I'm not gonna be with you. Like, I'm not like that. But I see,
you understand the logic.
Yeah.
You don't gotta be rich, but as you get older, financial stability is definitely a big thing. But at the same time, maybe I'm too nice. I do allow a little grace, because like the idea that all of us are going to find super wealthy, well-off men is not realistic. Yeah. You want somebody doing well for yourself, but they don't have to be rich. But I think that financial stability is very important. You got to be on my level or higher, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
The last one is Amanda's Tale.
It's a little hurtful that I can't just be confident in being with one person.
This is the interlude to Girl Like Me, which I talked about earlier in this video, and she's basically highlighting her insecurities and how the only thing that really makes her feel powerful within these relationships is her sex. And like, sex is the only thing that she can use to make sure that a man keeps coming back, because she doesn't feel like she looks like the girls on Instagram. She's found power in that, but at the same time, she definitely feels like it's sad, because it's something that she feels like without sex she isn't enough.
That's sad. I don't like that.
You don't like that one, but do you see?
I understand her, and there's a lot of women that's like that. All they feel like they can give is sex, and that's not fair.
It's not fair. But listen to this though, because once I've listened to this several times, but when I was just listening to it, you think about it, why is this so much different than the other part where they were talking about, you know, you use your sex to get things out of your man?
Maybe because that's it. That's all she can just offer.
Yeah.
Which I think once you feel that way, that all you can offer is sex, that's when I start thinking you being promiscuous. What do you think? I mean, because you already don't have a lot of confidence.
Yeah, you're already insecure about what you have.
And so I feel like once you start talking to anybody, any guys, that's what you're gonna offer immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, I can understand that.
That's why some guys be like,
all she has to offer is sex.
But then it's like, they can't say that, because if that's all you looking for, and if that's all you asking me in exchange, then it's like, what I'm because that's what I'm saying. She said that it makes her feel like it's her superpower. Like, so do you feel like, I definitely feel like sexiness and just who we are is definitely a strength. Like,
oh yeah, for sure, it's our feminine power.
Yeah.
It is.
But yeah, that's a tough one, but I think it's something that a lot of women struggle with. Because like I said, a lot of women out here just having sex just to have sex, because they feel like that's what they're supposed to give a man. But
so we really got it hard. That's what it boils down to.
We really got it hard.
Either way, either end of the spectrum, it's always hard. Something.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like, if you take anything away from this video, I'm never here to say like, you need to do this because I'm doing this. But what I do advocate for is just for you deciding what you want to do. Like, I don't feel like any of it should devalue who you are. I think I just value making decisions for yourself, not because they feel pressure, not because society tells them, not because they've been labeled. Like, you're making decisions solely based on because these are the things that you want to do.
Be confident within yourself. You know, we just really need to learn more about ourselves, unlearn old ways.
Yeah, I think that's what I think it really starts, is just first knowing yourself. I think it's important to know who you are outside of a relationship as well as within a relationship, so that you can advocate and, you know, for yourself, and let your partner know, like, this is what I want, this is what I don't want, this is what I will allow. And I feel like you can't do that until you kind of have a better understanding of yourself first. Yeah.
And that takes time. And this is an everyday thing.
It is.
It's not like you 1 week, all right, I'm going to sit down, figure it out,
and then
tonight, and be good.
It took a lot of these experiences to even reach this point. But
and then we come together, sisterhood, and explain what we go through.
And I think that's what I really appreciated about this album, is that, like, once you hear it, I feel like a lot of us think that we're the only ones going through these things or having these feelings. And then once you hear like other women say it, you're like, dang, I'm not the only one. Okay, like a lot of things shouldn't be normal, but it's normal. And so I think it does kind of create a safe space to like talk about your experiences, and talking about them may prevent someone else from falling into the same trap.
Yes.
Heaux Tales.
Heaux Tales. And we all got a story.
we all do have a story. Regardless, we all have our own stories to tell. So thank you all for watching. Definitely join the conversation down in the comment section. Follow me on Instagram, Snatched by Sharmel.
Nisha.Siobhan.
And yeah, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video. If you have any suggestions or anything else you would like for me or us to discuss, let me know down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. You be trying to say your words too fast.
I sound like it. That's the best I can say. Yeah, it was good. It was a good song. Hey, be quiet.
So one of the things, okay. So that is it for this.
Go ahead.
Why is she looking?
Because she knows we got the paper. Yeah, open up. Bust it. Bust it. Bust it.
Girl, I'm trying to do that.
My knees just hurt.